Welcome back to Artists Exposed with Tym Moss. I, of course, am Tym Moss, and this is the one and only, the fabulous and gorgeous Julie Budd. How are you, hon?
I'm great. It's terrific to see you.
Oh, it's so wonderful to see you.
Thank
And
you.
here we are at the Metropolitan room.
My new home.
Yes,
My new home.
yes. You're having residency here,
Yeah.
correct?
Today we're going to celebrate the residency.
Oh.
It's so great of Bernie and Joanne to throw me this party.
I agree,
Yeah.
and it's going to be wonderful, wonderful.
I know. I'm excited. I'm coming in. Let's see. I'm going to come in May.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to come in September. I'm going to come in October. I'm going to come in December. I have like all these dates.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. And you're going to have variations of the same show.
Yeah. The show is called They Wrote the Songs,
Mm-hmm.
and we received a Broadway World Award for that.
Yes, I
And it's
saw.
the name of my new CD. She's always selling, honey. She's always selling.
Hey, in this business you got to. But this is the CD, Julie Budd, They Wrote the Songs. So,
Yeah.
and that is on sale now.
It's on sale, and They Wrote the Songs originally. When we came in and we did They Wrote the Songs, and when we recorded the CD, it was all about the new American songbook.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, everybody always goes back to Gershwin and Cole.
Right.
And that's great. I mean, how could we not?
Yeah.
Brilliant material. But, you know, for the American songbook to go on in the future with another generation of listeners,
Right.
we have to acknowledge who are the new writers today.
Absolutely.
Who are the people that we grew up with?
Mm-hmm.
The Carole Kings, the
Yes.
Beatles, the Anthony Newleys, the Paul Ankas.
Uh-huh.
You know, all of, you know, the people that wrote, you know, the great shows like The Wiz, you know,
Yes.
Charles
Yes.
Small.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, you need to acknowledge that. So every time I come in, it'll be another version of what is They Wrote the Songs. Well, They Wrote the Songs last time was the younger version of that. This time, it's going to be a little bit of a mixture. Those great shows that we grew up hearing in the 50s and 60s and 70s, but also some of the new writers that are going to carry the torch
Yes.
and be those new important people. So we're going to mix it up a little this time.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And you also hit on some what are now classic American composers
Sure, sure.
in a more modern age.
And Stephen Schwartz, I mean, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, Stephen Schwartz exists because there was a Gershwin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Absolutely.
same thing with Marvin Hamlish, God bless him.
Yes,
You know, I mean,
uh-huh.
I really do miss Marvin.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to touch on Marvin in a couple minutes. Well,
Okay.
let's kind of go through a progression of who Julie Budd is.
Oh my goodness, okay. All righty, I'll do my best.
Well, now you are originally from Brooklyn.
Yes, I was
Uh-huh.
well, I lived in two places. I lived in East Flatbush on East 54th and K.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lived in Borough Park with my grandmother.
Uh-huh.
And then I got an apartment on the Upper West Side in New York.
Uh,
And my family, oh, they went crazy. How do you leave us?
and cross the bridge
And
over
cross,
to Manhattan.
who leaves? When you leave, when you get married, you don't just leave. I'll never forget when I told my mother I wanted to get my own apartment. My poor mother, God bless her. And she said, I just put new curtains in your bedroom. I said, okay, I'll stay a few extra months.
Oh, God bless her. That's wonderful.
I know. God bless parents. I love them.
Well, now you have been an entertainer like your entire life.
Yes.
Like, was that at the age of 12, I believe, is when you met Herb Bernstein?
Yes, I met her. Well, actually, I cornered her. Did I ever tell you this story?
No,
Oh God, this is insane. It's like a bad movie, but it's true.
The best kind.
The best kind.
Talk to me, honey.
I used to go to sleepaway camp, and I was a little kid. I was like 9, 10, 11, you know. And my sisters were great campers, and they loved camp, and they camper of the week, camper of the day, and camper of the minute. And I'm throwing myself on the bed. It's itchy here. When am I getting out of here? There's no air conditioning. There are no great dresses. Somebody get me out of here. It's hell. You know, I kept thinking things like that. Then it was visiting day, and my parents came, and I said, "Oh, you got to take me home." It was like, do you remember Camp Granada?
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yes. Yeah. Hello, Mata.
Yeah.
Hello,
My son
Fa.
the nut. That was the. So my parents said, "Listen, we're gonna make you finish out the summer, and then next year, you don't have to go back. We'll do something else." So the next year, my parents took a hotel room at a resort in the Catskills called, called Tamarack Lodge. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. What does my mother do? The first minute we get up there, she puts me in camp. She puts me in camp! Oh my God, I'm proud. But at least it wasn't sleepaway camp. So, I went, but through the grapevine, one day, a couple of weeks into my camp stay, I heard that there was a talent show. So, I cut camp.
Oh.
You know, when you think about what kids do today, I was like very innocent. I cut camp. And I went down to the nightclub. Can you imagine? I went all the way down to the nightclub.
By yourself?
By myself.
Oh my goodness.
I was 12 years old. And don't mind my nose. I have terrible allergies today. Do I sound horrid?
No, you sound fab.
Oh my God. Everything itches. So anyway, so...
Kind of like at sleepaway camp.
Like at sleepaway camp. I have not gotten over sleepaway camp. So anyway, so I go down to this club. And there's a man sitting at the piano. And there's a director of operations, program director, social director, who was an ex-prize fighter. I actually owe my entire career to this man. His name was Vic Minot.
Oh, sure.
And he was a prize fighter. But in the summer, he was social director at Tamarack Lodge.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, it was unbelievable. And the gentleman at the piano was a wonderful pianist by the name of Milton Lear. Beautiful, beautiful musician. So there I was, I don't know, 11 and a half, 12 years old, something like that. And they said, well, what do you want to sing? And I said, who could I turn to? They said, you need a second song. I said, and Moon River.
Okay.
And they said, what key? And I said, follow me. Because I didn't know. I didn't know. What key?
What's a key?
It opens the door. What's a key, right? Well, the social director, Vic Minot, came up to me and he whispered in my ear in the wings when I finished my little rehearsal. He said, you know, there's a guy here. He comes up on the weekends. His name is Herb Bernstein. And he's recording Laura Nyro and The Four Seasons, and John Denver, Tina Turner. He says, he should hear you. And I said, where is he? How do I get there? I mean, where did this person come from, right? And I found out where he lived, and I went down on this trail all through
the same day? Like while you were on leave from camp?
Right. And I took this trail. You had to go through like this wooded area. You know, most people drove on the road to get there. I walked all by myself. You know, I would never do this stuff.
Yeah,
today.
Right? If you thought about it, you'd never do it.
Of course. And I'd kill my kid if she did it. And I knocked on the door, and there was Herbie.
Oh, my goodness.
And we've been working together ever since.
Oh, that is brilliant.
I am working with this man for over 40 years.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
And he became good friends with my parents. And it turns out that my grandmother knew his father. I mean, it was like,
gosh.
And he's a Brooklyn kid too.
Okay.
So I mean, it was like all of this stuff.
Well, he seemed to be very implemental in the beginning of your career.
My whole career.
Calling you the mini girl with the maxi voice.
That was Merv Griffin.
Oh, he introduced you to Merv Griffin. Who coined that?
What happened was Herbie was recording Merv.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted me to come down to the session to meet Merv. And he said, maybe on the break, I'll get you to sing for Merv.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened.
Wow. Wow. And that was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
That was... And what a beginning that was, my goodness.
And my parents kept saying, don't worry, it's a stage. She'll stop. It's just a stage. It's a stage. Children go through stages.
She'll be back at camp before you know it.
Before you knew it. She's going to fix her nose and marry a doctor. Don't worry. It's a stage. Do not get excited. And of course, the stage has been going on quite some time.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness! Because that, I mean, that opened up so many doors for you. And then I'm just looking here, the Ed Sullivan Show, the Jim Nabors Show, Carol Burnett Show, David Frost, Tonight Show, Entertainment Tonight. I mean, these are huge. This was huge.
I toured with Frank Sinatra.
Oh, wow.
I toured with Liberace.
Oh, my goodness.
I toured with Carol Burnett and Jim Nabors. I toured with everybody, and they were all, I have to say, they were wonderful to me.
And I love how you were quoted as saying, what a way to grow up and start in this business. These people were wonderful to me. Some kids went to school. I went to work and learned from the best. Each one of these performers was a great professor to me. I was lucky to have had the opportunity to know them all. I owe so much to them.
It's true.
I'm sure. I mean, just the education that you would have gotten, everything from performance technique to professional wisdom and what it's like being on the road.
And you know, you learn how to handle yourself.
Yeah.
You really do. And you know, I saw a lot of people get destroyed in this business too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you know, I was from a good family, and I'll never forget my parents. They told me two things. If you act like a diva, you don't do your work, you fall apart in school. If we hear that you get on the set and you don't know your work, that's the day you leave. Yeah. And then another thing they said was, and if you've had enough and you want to come home, you have a home. Nice. Oh, wow. So I got it from both sides. You know?
Well, that is just the ultimate in family support.
They were great.
That's wonderful.
I have to tell you something. I'm the luckiest kid on the block. You know? I really am.
Well, now, and a lot of you had a lot of influences, and people, again, that you worked directly with. I believe it was the song Roses and Rainbows?
Yes.
Was that from Devil and Max Devlin?
Yeah, that was when I worked for the Disney Corps. And I did a film for them. I did a few soundtracks for them, a film for them, recordings for them. That's when I started working with Marvin Hamlish. Yeah. Wow. I mean, you've worked with some of the best in the industry, and it's such a wonderful era of entertainment. You know, it's funny, somebody else said that to me today. We were coming down to the Met Room. I was with my friend Bruce, and he said, you know, we caught a good time, didn't we? Yeah. You know? That whole time that we grew up was a great time in music. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We're talking with the fabulous, the one and only Julie Budd. Now, people can find out more about you at juliebudd.com. And they can visit me on my Facebook page. I have 5,000 people on my Facebook page. Oh, wonderful. It's the greatest party of life. You got to come to my Facebook page. But Julie Budd is with 2 Ds. Of course. Yes. And they can find my CDs on Amazon, CD Baby, iTunes, and they could also go to my site and they could click on. They could hear samples if they enjoy it. It'll take them to an area where they can purchase the CDs. And I love to hear from the fans. I really do. Nice. Yeah. But now another list that I have here are some of the symphony orchestras that have embraced you, from Baltimore Symphony, the National Symphony, Pittsburgh Symphony, Philadelphia Symphony, Dallas Symphony, my word. I mean, the National Symphony's at the Kennedy Center. Yes, oh my gosh, you've just had such an incredible career from, you did some theater, film, working with the Disney Corporation. And when I did some theater, I was doing Marvin's show. They're playing our song. So like all roads led back to Marvin. And then Marvin, God bless him, you know, he called me and he said to me, let's go on the road and do some symphonies. Oh, so I wound up for 7 years going on the road with Marvin. How cool is that? Yeah, doing symphonies. Kind of like another Brooklyn girl. Did she go on the road with Marvin to do symphonies? Yeah. Well, or not symphonies, but she went on the road, or he was her musical director, I believe, on Barbara Streisand. Oh, I didn't know. Now I'm remembering. You know, I take these little naps. I'm sorry. Every now and then I zone out. Yes, I remember now. But do you ever get compared to Barbara? At the beginning of my career, quite often I did. I would imagine. But people are just used to me now. You're just Julie Budd. I'm just Julie now. They're just used to me now. Oh my goodness. Now, currently you're also offering master classes. Is that correct? I do. You know, and I just, it sort of fell in my lap, sort of quite accidentally, you know. I was on the road, somebody asked me to do a few of them, and then I went to Hofstra, I did it, and then I went to FAU and I did it, and I did some in St. Louis, and here and there, and then I thought, well, this is a great thing to do. So I started doing them, at a lot of performing arts centers.
Nice.
Some of the symphonies asked me to do them, some of the colleges, and then I had a few students in New York, and so private students.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
And people can find out more about that on your website at juliebudd.com.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, now another piece of exciting news, besides being in residence here at the Metropolitan Room, you have a CD that's coming out later this year.
It's in September. When I come back in September, that'll be my second appearance here. When I come back in September, my new CD will be out.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I am so excited. That's going to be so exciting.
Well, I hope we'll chat again when it comes out.
Oh, most definitely. I would love that. We'll chat anytime. I absolutely adore you. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes. Congratulations on all the good that is happening and coming your way.
Well,
it is well deserved.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for all of your contributions to the American Songbook and the entertainment in such a wonderful, wonderful era, and just being a contributor to that.
You and the audiences have been great to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Julie Budd.
Thank you.